Hey, what up, dudes and dudettes? This is Due Diligence here. Really happy to announce that our price target hit on AEI again. For those who haven't watched that AEI movie video, we said the price target is $3.33 to 3.4 or something along that range. So anything go on top of that is cherry on top. And guess what? Today the highest price or the range today is actually fascinating. Look at this. It's fascinating. Look at this. I mean, the entire market is going downhill today due to a lot of factors. A lot of you are saying it's the inflation, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Nobody cares. What really matters is everything, the market itself is seeking control. Think about your life, right? All your life, think about it. No matter if you are with some chick, you seek domination with some handcuff plays or anything you do in your life. Majority of the time, it's all about control. And same thing with the stock market. Everything is about control. Okay, like one of the reasons that a lot of stock go very high this morning and take a dive in the afternoon is because if you go look at the Nasdaq. Okay, if you go look at the Nasdaq, you'll realize that so right now Nasdaq we have about a 3% correction, and if you look at data, hey, like a lot of times, when we have corrections after a liquidity gap, which is right here. If you guys are asking what's in a liquidity gap, the liquidity gap is right here. So this is a liquidity gap. That means the market is aiming upwards on if this gap doesn't get filled, basically. But the actual explanation is a little bit more complicated than that. And then you have another liquidity gap over here, which actually coincide with the SPY. So if you guys are SPY traders, then your liquidity gap is like you're right on the point. Right here. So you have the liquidity gap here. But the bottom is at 443. So if tomorrow the Nasdaq goes down to 443, then the next potential support lines at 436, which this coincides with a 5% correction, and I think this is a 6% correction. I need to check my math a little bit. Let's see. You know what? We do have a calculator. We can actually calculate our maximum downside. So if you do the math right here, you will have like something like that. That's a 2% correction, and then I think at this point it's a 5% correction. Yeah, so you want to do that. Yeah, there you go, 4% or 5% correction. And then if you are even more bearish, then your next liquidity gap is about 435. But I doubt it. I think today's IV reversal really have a say on how the market think everything is gonna go. You know what? Just for entertainment purposes only, I decided to put a little line over here just in case later on some guy come back and be like, oh, you never talk about this. Of course I talk about this. I always talk about the things that people don't talk about. It's not because I'm smart. Well, at some point I am, but it's just this is just the current state of the market. So where is it gonna go in? Is it gonna keep going down? Like no matter what kind of confirmation bias you have, it's either going this way, rebound, this way going down to the next level and get short squeeze and rebound, or you think there's gonna be a, I don't know, what is everybody saying, a 20% correction? So let's do the calculation for 20 swing. 20% correction. Jesus Christ. So it says 360. Ooh, 360, juicy. Let's see if the 360 correction actually coincides with what we're really looking for. So if you're looking for a 20% correction, it goes down in here. Let's make it work. But hey, if it actually go down this line, we all know that it's a buying point anyways, right? Because this is what? Let's see. This is literally a year's worth of growth. Like if you guys just think this year's of growth is everything is inflated, then just divide it by, then you would discount it by, the inflation rate. and the actual inflation rate is about 20% if you look at all of the consumer goods and everything. So that makes sense. Like by the end of the year, if it corrects to 360, sure, why not, right? Great buying point. That's why I always tell my Patreon members that you should always have dry powder. But again, this is basically drawing the line off, like where do I see this going, right? So I honestly don't see it has a huge correction because everybody's talking about it, and people are squashing. A lot of people were selling calls like I expected on Monday. And as you know, the GME calls made you guys money if you follow that. The AEI, the AEI play made you what? At least 5% on a day. More than that. It's more than 5% on the day, isn't it? No, it's like 15 to 20% on the day. Even if you bought in a day, right? If you bought in a day, 290 and then you sell it like three you see just sell it at 320, 30, like 0.3 over 2.9, you made at least 10%, boys. And if you entered yesterday, then hey, good for you, right? As I told you guys before, like the AEI play, like we have Patreon members, we have people who actively watch our stream, entered like here, right? Entered here. They waited 2 months to gain a 30% to 45, I think he made 55% gain depending on when he sell it, right? And we have people who are in Patreon just have a shorter time frame. So again, if you guys are looking for those freshly, those fresh trades that we discussed about on Patreon, and some of them, like the GME play, like you can flip it in 1 day and then give you like a 70% to like 110% return on one option play, right? And we're talking about OCGN a little bit, like a little strategy sort of along with that, especially by the market close today, because we see some very interesting indicators coming in. And for those of you who are interested in MMAT, it's gonna be on the next video. All right, this video is strictly about AEI and the market outlook. Hopefully you guys love it.